Hey, welcome back to another episode of Radio 22's Talk 22 show, hosted by me, your boy, Mr. to the Jizzle. We back yet again, bringing the conversations that you want to talk about, and we're hitting you with nothing but the real. And I appreciate y'all coming back. You know, you ain't seen your boy in a minute because your boy was on vacation, catching that fresh tan, whatnot. You know, we appreciate everybody for checking in with your boy as I was out there catching some of the suns out there in Florida. You know, just trying to catch some of that vitamin sun hitting me, it's what's up. So I appreciate everybody coming to join us once again. But in the meantime, as I came back from vacation, I got the somber news that we all kind of heard about recently, and that was of the passing of the homie DMX. Those that don't know, those who aren't familiar with the hip hop legend, DMX is a rapper out of the New York area, out of the Yonkers, New York area, and he came up, during the time of my era, and he was so meaningful to the era of hip hop that at the time it was Mace and Puffy and all the shiny suits and everybody was getting fly and everything, and he came and just changed the game. He came through and just said, you know what, I need to bring that real. I need to bring that street. I need to bring what's the reality, what people around my way go through. And they don't see the shiny suits. They don't do all that getting jiggy stuff that Puffy and Mace was doing at the time, you know. So you got to respect him for that. A lot of the stuff he talked about of a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, but that's what he was going through. That's what he saw. I mean, not what we all going through. Some of us are getting fly. Some of us are getting jiggy, but that ain't what he was on. So hip hop is kind of a story for all. So he was so important to the game because there are some that definitely can reflect toward what he was going through. And I definitely respect him. He was also one of those that would pray for us every single show, every single album. So you got to respect that too. Um, but looking at that situation, it's like what everybody always says. Why do we always wait to our legends die before we start throwing them their flowers? Before we give them all the attention that they deserve, that they're supposed to just inherently have from us? Why is that? So I want to talk a little bit more about that. And in this conversation, I brought some of my heavy hitters, like I always do. Out of the Madison area, I got the homie DLO is in the house. Can you please unmute your mic and please say what's up to the people and let them know what's up?
Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy Bradley DLO Thomas. You can listen to my music at DLOTheIceman.com. I'm really appreciative of being on the show. And yeah, there's a lot going on. I still got a heavy heart with everything going on with DMX. So
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you
Happy to be on the
coming.
show.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming through. Also on the line, I got the homie Rob Dees came back to the show out of Madison area. Can you please say what's up to the people?
What up, people?
Man, Rob, we appreciate you come floating back through one more time.
Cool.
Uh, and also friend to the show. He's been on. You've seen his face so many times. He darn near co-host of the show. We got the homie Bang is on the show. Bang, you say what's up to the people, please.
What's going on, man? What's real? How y'all feeling out there? Oh, and also, definitely rest in peace to DMX, man. Definitely was a legend. That was definitely a tragedy.
And it's gonna be a somber show in a way, but at the same time, I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate, his life and reflect on that. And even though it was a tragedy the way he went out with the drug use and whatnot, but I still want to celebrate the man that he was, and not just him, but all our rap legends that we have and had. So that's what we're doing. We're giving out flowers today. So I just want to start off with the show with asking a question to the panel. I want to ask. I'm gonna start with you, Bang. I want to ask: do we give enough appreciation to our rap legends that we have in the game? A lot of people say we wait to the very last second to give them their flowers. Do we give enough appreciation to our rap legends?
I mean, I think that we do. I definitely think that we do. Is the reason why they are rap legends is because we gave them love. We showed them love. I mean, they made the money that they made because we put the money in their pocket. So we definitely showed them love. I think one of the reasons why it may seem like we don't give them enough appreciation is because the game is very oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of forget about certain songs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of forget about an artist as well. You know what I'm saying? But whenever that artist pop up, you're like, oh yeah, you know, that song, that was my song back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially with these days, you know, when there's a tragedy, something happens to an artist, you know, and everybody's talking about it, you know, that the algorithms is gonna, you know, blow that up, and we all are gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna see the posts and the videos and all that. So, the internet is gonna make it even easier, you know, for that content to just be, you know, constantly in our face as well, you know. So and of course, you know, you're not gonna get that type of attention on the internet unless it's either tragedy, something bad has happened, you know. So that's just the way that it is. But I think that as far as like what X is concerned, we definitely appreciated him. Now, every time somebody has talked about him in interviews or anybody came across him, they say he was a real dude. I think he was very well appreciated and loved. So I definitely think that he had his flowers. He's still getting flowers.
Okay, that's what's up. DLO, we need to know from you. Do you feel like we're getting enough appreciation to our hip hop legends? You know, a lot of times people say, you know, I didn't even realize who dude was, or I didn't realize that he, you know, especially some of the younger cats, didn't come up during that time.
Right.
You know, they look at it like, well, I didn't even know he could do all that or whatnot. You know, do you feel like we're giving enough attention to our hip hop legends?
I think we are now, you know, thanks to podcasts like, you know, Drink Champs. I really love what Nori and them are doing over there, bringing the artists in, actually interviewing them so that people can understand the relevance and how to actually connect it to the game. So, you know, showing everything that they did outside of rap, everything that they're doing today. And a lot of them are coming on the show and they're talking about all the history that they, you know, all the people that put them on.
Right.
So I feel like we could do a better job. I feel like the connection between the old school hip hop and, like, I would say like the 90s hip hop and all these different generations need to do a better job of kind of schooling the younger kids about what was going on so that they have an understanding about where they got to where they got today and have a little bit more respect. So I think they're getting their flowers financially now. Some of them now they got their masters again, you know, but other than the money, I just feel like we should really be taking more time to understand these people and what they've brought to the game and their vulnerability, you know, especially with DMX. I mean, DMX, you know, I've been playing DMX ever since he came out because that's what I work out to and I exercise to. You know, he just has that energy, but then he's got that vulnerability that everybody goes through, but nobody really wants to admit to. Like, there's two sides of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a, you know, a very minister like DMX, and then there was this straight up dark man, sinister dude, and he never hid any type of, you know, side of him. So yeah, man, I feel like there can be more given, you know, respect towards the older cats in the game. But that being said, though, not that the Grammys is like a benchmark for that, but you know, you got Jay Electronica being nominated for a Grammy. You know, you got Nas actually earning the Grammy for the first time. So I mean, I don't know the last time we seen that in the rap genre where it's like 2 40+ dudes. I don't know how old Freddie Gibbs is either, but how old they are, you know what I'm saying, and still getting that recognition. So it's changing, but I'm always a person I feel like it could be better.
Yeah. Shout out to Busta Rhymes that also had a nice album last year.
Yeah, he did.
So okay, I want to go to you, Rob. I want to ask the same question. Do you feel like we give enough appreciation to our hip hop legends?
So I'm gonna say this coming from the point of view that I'm maybe slightly older than DLO and Bang. I don't feel like we give hip hop legends their just due, and the reason I say that is because, you know, for example, many people don't know about the health scares of people like Curtis Blow, the health scares of people like, you know, Cool Herc, you know, like
Marquis.
Like what I've been going through it too.
So I think, you know, being able to at least be able to pay more respects to the cats that open, because you also have to think a lot of those cats were in the implementation of hip hop, so they weren't necessarily a part of the capitalization of hip hop. So I think the recognition needs to come in that form of, you know, being able to take care of these cats, because these cats open up the door for these young bucks to get these $1 million paydays. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in that regard, I kind of feel like that the legends are not as appreciated as they should be. I mean, like, look at somebody like Grandmaster Flash. It took just this time for him to get his flowers through the Rock Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? It took just that long. But like, for years, people don't know about the financial struggles that he went through and not being recognized. You know, so in that regard, I feel good on the level that hip hop is on now and recognizing 90s cats, but that's because the 90s wave was more of the commercialization. I would say that the late 70s and early 80s were more of the realization, and that's the thing that we need to be recognizing a little bit more. So overall, that's what I would say. I think that we don't do enough. I mean, you know, it's plenty of cats that deserve, for example, somebody like an EPMD. You know what I'm saying? Like, that have held it down, but haven't necessarily gotten they just flowers. They're secondary in the conversation, you know? So anyway, I just feel like overall, I think there's a little bit more that we could be doing and recognizing the forefathers, because without them, there would be no way that we are able to do what we do.
Sure enough, I believe that too. Chef, we're gonna get you on the show. We got Chef just came, the Super Friends just came to join the show as well. Can you unmute your mic and say what's up to the people, please?
What's up, people? What's going on? What's going on? It's just me today. I wish I could have all the other guys backing me up, but they're all buns and they're afraid to talk. So
that's what's up. You gonna represent though, I know.
always.
Okay.
Always.
So Chef, what we asking here is, do you feel like a lot of our rap legends are getting enough credit and enough appreciation for what they did over the years? Do you feel like we give enough appreciation?
Definitely not. I'd say, just purely, I mean, like, to piggyback off what Unc was saying, like with the 90s cats and stuff, it was all about commercialization, so those are the names we really know. But even still, like, a lot of the founders, like, they're still kicking, they're still here. And you know, with like you know, Cool Herc's still alive. Like you said, Grandmaster Flash, he's still here. Black Rob, he's going through it. He's homeless now, man. Just got out of the hospital. Like, we don't be showing enough appreciation to legends that are actively still here.
Right.
And it's also become like a sort of weird trend amongst not necessarily my peers specifically, but folks my age or even contemporaries that are older than myself slightly, to be ignorant or to sort of just like discredit that which came before because it's not, you know, what the youth are doing or it's not new, without like while failing to realize that a lot of those cats are still just as relevant today as they were, you know, 20 years ago. Like look at Busta. Busta dropped the hottest album of 2020, hands down. Like, I'll stand on that. Like,
know that
you had Jay Electronica having Jay-Z rapping about Islam, right? Like, we definitely don't show enough appreciation to the legends, and it's a sad culture of, you know, oh, they're dead now. Now we can think they're cool. You know, like, I can't tell you how many DMX fans I've done seen in the past week, but that man was a punchline not even a month ago. You feel me? So
right, true enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the next question. I want to ask, should there be some type of hip hop union to help protect these artists from the pitfalls of the game? You know, the homie Master P just brought this up when interviewed, and they asked him, you know, what does he feel about the DMX situation? He's like, you know, he doesn't feel like enough is being done for artists, you know, to be able to protect themselves from some of these things, like you were just talking about, artists getting homeless, artists, you know, these guys sold millions of records, and, you know, some of them, when they fall off, you know, what do we do with that? So he's saying, you know, when you look at sports, a lot of time with sports, these guys have their unions and the different stuff, and they have pensions and they have different things like that that set up for them so that once you're done playing or once you're done whatever, you know, in the game, you have something to kind of fall back on and you're kind of protected there. I feel like, do you feel like that hip hop needs that kind of union? I'm going back to you, Rob.
Yeah, man. I think they do deserve a union. I think, at least for me, you know, there's recreational doing hip hop, and then there's doing it as a career investment. So I say that to say this: once you begin to once you sign on with, say, a publishing organization, whether it's ASCAP or BMI, you are considered a professional musician. With that being said, there should maybe be an allotment by, say, these organizations that are capitalizing off of artists to go back into that as far as recommitting to the artist. So, you know, say, for example, you pay, hypothetically speaking, you pay $100 to join ASCAP. Well, why can't ASCAP take $10 towards that fund we're talking about, that union fund? So, like, if somebody does run into a problem, they can quick apply for a medical emergency and be covered by it, you know, because they making plenty money off of us, you know what I'm saying? So why not get back down? So I think that that's probably one of the better options that we could see, you know, because most artists put all their eggs in the basket of just being an artist, and they don't think about nothing else. You know, you think about your personal life, your well-being. So why not have the people that, like I said, are moving that needle for you to get paid, or to make sure that you're getting paid, make sure that they kick down on the well-being.
Okay. Bang, I'm going to you next. I need to ask the same question. I want to know, do you think hip hop deserves a union or some kind of way to protect artists from the pitfalls of the game?
Yeah, I definitely think that, you know, the rap game needs a union. I agree with everything that Rob said. You know, I just think that is crazy just how, you know, how these rappers are getting screwed over on deals and stuff like that. And just like y'all mentioned, you know, you retire from the rap game and you just retire with whatever it is that you have left. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and this is actually sad. You know, I didn't even know Black Rob was homeless. You know, so I mean, you just it's so many rappers and so many talented ones, and just I mean, I don't know. I guess you can't really keep up with, you know what I'm saying, with what's going on with everybody, or all the legends. But I also feel like the rappers need to come together as well. Y'all got to come together, and you know what I'm saying, y'all got to fight for stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, you know, we just too separated. You know what I'm saying? We don't really care about coming together. We do too much of beefing and all that with each other to even think that it's important to even fight for a union. You know what I'm saying? So we that union, I think, will help a whole lot as far as, like, you know, with deals, and just like I said, like medical and stuff like that, and possibly, you know, keeping artists out of trouble as well is most definitely needed.
Okay. D'Lo, I want to get your thoughts on that as well. D'Lo, I want to know, you think like that hip hop kind of maybe could use something like that? Because you look at things like the NFL or the NBA, when things go down with those players, you know, the reason why it can only go so far is because they have the players' unions that protect them from some of these things, and, you know, make it where players like LeBron, no matter whatever he makes in his contract, he's gonna have something to fall back on after he's done playing this game.
Sure.
They make sure that his health care is provided for. They made sure that Aaron Rodgers all season got his nasal swabs for the coronavirus when some of us couldn't even find a chance to get tested if we wanted to, you know?
Yeah.
So, but these players associations protect these guys. Do you feel like hip hop can maybe deserve something like that?
I think that I think it's a good idea in theory, but the problem is actually putting it together and determining who gets what based upon how much income and value they're worth. For me, that's just my opinion. I like the idea, I don't think it'll actually work. I think what we need to do as a hip hop community and culture is start educating one another on financial literacy and start getting some sort of a firm or individual that is hip hop that understands the culture, but yet at the same time wants us to have that financial freedom so that we not homeless like Black Rob. That's actually sad to hear. I had no idea that's going on because, you know, once again, I listen to Woe on the weekly still because it's part of my workout mix because I love his music. So to see a person go from making millions to, and I don't know if he was making millions because I don't know his deal, but making a lot of money, you with Puff Daddy, I'm sure you saw $1 million at least one time.
Yeah.
You should at least have some sort of like financial advisor, you know what I'm saying? Or some sort of like financial plan. And Unc always, why am I calling you Unc? I shouldn't be calling you Unc. That's my brother. That's Dr. D's. I know him before Unc. But yeah, man, that's just my perspective, man. I feel like as a community, we can get together and teach us. We can teach each other how to invest this money so that it grows. So we're not working for this money. So we got that money working for us. We got some sort of a portfolio or real estate or something we could all go in together on. We could all invest together. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. Chef, I want to ask you, where do artists go after they fall off?
Man, that's a great question. I guess it depends, you know, because you gotta consider a couple of things like what is a fall off, you know? Is it no one's like your music's not being bumped as much as it was, you know, you're not pulling people to shows like you were, you're not selling merch, your money's running low. You know, it's a myriad of things, I think, and there are, you know, there's ways you can do it. D-Lo, what you said about rappers needing to be more up on financial literacy, I agree with that wholeheartedly. You have a lot of cats that, you know, come into money really, really, really quick, but then that money's gone even faster because it's like, well, cool, I have it now. What I do with it, you know, it's the whole guns and butter thing, and you know, if you have moves set up, if you have, you know, money in a certain thing, or if, you know, say you have another business venture or something that you can lean on, that might be where you go. Or like, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm pretty sure folks might just get day jobs. You know, I'm 90% certain Chino XL like 10 years ago was working a regular job in New York. You know, and that's not like to knock anything because like, you know, that's just the hustle and it's, you know, it's just another chapter. But in other cases, it's very, you know, it's a lot more aggressive or a harder of a drop or a harder of a fall. You know, folks hit the ground a little too hard and they might, you know, come up in a place of addiction or, you know, have vices or debts or X, Y, and Z. Maybe the baby mother was tripping, you know, and their house got left-eyed, you know. But I think it's a couple different destinations and it all depends on, you know, how they act in the game and, you know, decisions you make on the pathway.
Okay. Rob D's, I want to ask you the same question. You know, what do you feel like these artists go? I mean, okay, it's a different situation, but we all saw what happened with the actor who was on the Cosby Show, the one that played Vanessa husband or whatever, and we saw him working at the grocery store, and everybody gave him so much flack for that. You know, where do you feel like these artists go after they fall off? Where are they supposed to go?
Okay, first of all, Chef, did you just say the crib got left-eyed? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, point, scoot up. So to answer your question, man, I think one thing that a lot of people have to understand is that the industry has changed so much with the evolution of technology. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because the standard putting all your eggs in the artist basket has definitely changed. I mean, look at the evolution of the 360 deal, which you have all these other components. So I'll say that to say this: when you talk about falling off, is it really falling off? I think for a lot of guys in the rap game, it's falling off. But if you're a part of hip hop culture, then you understand that you have to have multiple incomes and multiple hustles. You look at a cat like Common, you know, the music wasn't blowing. Next thing you know, he in movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at somebody like Jadakiss. Like Jadakiss is still a beast on the mic, but he got a smoothie shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that falling off is for those that put all their eggs in that I'm going to be a rapper the rest of my life basket. But if you're true to it, like I said, you learn that you have to diversify your portfolio. You know, there are things going from, you know, just being a musician to going into like things like education, going into licensing, you know, different avenues to really supplement your come up and prevent that fall off. So like I said, I think there are opportunities for cats, but like I said, you just have to make sure that you are not just relying on that one thing, because the same thing that took you up could be the same thing to take you down. So
okay, no, that's deep. Okay, so Bang, I want to know from you, do you feel like these rap labels do enough to protect the artists?
You know, I mean, from the outside looking in, I say no. I really don't know what happens behind closed doors. I mean, there were definitely some situations where artists got themselves in some trouble, and the label pretty much didn't do anything to help them out. You know, so it seems like no, but I mean, and then on the other hand, I mean, how much can you do? You know what I'm saying, to help somebody? Some of these artists, you just can't help them at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them nothing. You know, I mean, you signing, especially when you signing somebody from the streets, you know what I'm saying? That's all they know is the streets, you know what I'm saying? And somehow they came up with the music in their own way. You know what I'm saying? And now that they doing music, they got all this money, they still got 1 foot in the streets, sometimes 2 feet in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's just all that they know. I mean, you can't stop them from doing that, even though you should step it once you're in the business world. You should just be 100% business, you know what I'm saying, and just handle your business. But some people are hard-headed. They only know what they know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a label can't babysit you. You know what I'm saying? You can only tell somebody so many times, or some you could try to help them, but you gotta help yourself as well. You know, so I mean, maybe should there be like some resources? Should a label provide some resources, you know, financial advisors or whatever, or provide like people to talk to you if you know if you need certain help, or psychiatrists or whatever. I don't know, maybe, but it's more the artist's responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to protect him or herself than the label.
Okay. Iceman, we see it so many times where a lot of these artists put a lot of yes men around themselves, you know.
Yep.
And it's the circle that they have even on these labels, you know, they support everything that they do, but at the same time, they sometimes don't tell them that ain't for you, you know. My question is, do you feel like these artists, the labels, are doing enough to help protect these artists from themselves?
No, and they're not doing it because I don't think it's their job to do it. And that sounds harsh, but the record label is in the business. You are the product. They're in the business of making money off of your creativity. If you can't have the creativity and you're not selling the product to their demographic, then they're going on to the next person who's going to take a bag of money and do whatever they want them to do so that they can make a profit. So I don't think these labels are being responsible. I don't think I don't think it's really their responsibility. Now, I say all that to say this. I personally have never been on a label, but what I've seen, I like what Master P has actually done, what he did with No Limit. Because from what I'm hearing and all the interviews that I'm seeing, it wasn't like people were just coming in and doing songs. They were actually having equity in houses. They were having cars. They were having things. And he was teaching them how to live life and then actually go out and build their own business. So, and even with Jay Prince too. So I think some people do, but the majority of these labels, they don't care. They'll just take you in and spit you out. And I don't think it's their responsibility, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, we did see what some of these young rappers go through, you know, especially some of the latest ones that have been locked up and whatnot. Shout out to Bobby Shmurda, who just been released. But, you know, there was some knock on why the labels didn't come to rescue him out of the lockup. And Rob, I'm coming to you with that one. Do you feel like the labels do enough to protect the artists?
Well, the one thing I wanted to say is that the rap labels don't have to do enough. Their goal is to sell records. So I agree 100% with what Bradley was saying, what DLO was saying. I think that the key ingredient that we are failing to recognize is management. Management helps manage. So whether that is a manager per se that gets a percentage, or whether that is the homie that you trust to help keep you on point.
Right.
So with that being said, I don't necessarily feel like it is totally on the shoulders of the rap label. But at the same time, if you doing something right and you can see all of this, you got somebody that's in your corner that's going to help you stay on point. And I think that that's the person that should fall on. So on one side, it's unfortunate that the rap labels don't do it. But at the same time, you should really have somebody in your camp that's going to keep you on point, you know? So I think it's more of a management issue than it is a label issue per se.
Okay, fair enough on that. All right, so my next question I want to ask, we've seen a lot of artists recently, like the homie Notorious B.I.G., who got put into the Rock Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Tupac's been put in, some other hip-hop artists have been put in. My question, I'm coming to you now here, Chef, is do you feel like hip-hop deserves its own Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, without question. That's the easiest question you could have asked me. I think hip hop needs a Hall of Fame purely for the amount of innovation that has happened within it in such a short period of time, and not just innovation for hip hop, but innovation for culture as a whole and technology. Like think of when Grand Wizard Theodore, invented scratching, or I can't remember if it was Kool Herc that invented the queuing system, the Serato systems, genre spanning innovations that came from hip hop because of hip hop. And that's just the beginning. And then you want to look, you can go to Rakim when he changed up the entire way people rapped. Forever it was just MCs, ha 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 ho, and Grandmaster flashing them. And then Rakim said, nah, we're not doing that. And then, you go forward and you had your, Bigs and your Pacs, but then you had people like Diddy who made hip hop, a business venture. Then, he was like one of the driving factors in making hip hop a product. And, we could talk for hours about how he treated his artists, but that in and of itself was like another cultural, I guess, gift, if you will. And then, it's hip hop's always kind of, I'd say for hip hop's place as the zeitgeist in America and how it shaped middle America and how white America specifically latched onto it and sort of absorbed it. I don't believe that you could argue that it doesn't deserve a Hall of Fame. Like, I'd argue hip hop is one of the most stolen and appropriated forms of music outside of rock and roll. And so if we're sitting here arguing rock legends, then we gotta look at hip hop legends. Like, it's no question.
Okay. Rob D's, you go to Canton, Ohio, you see the NFL Hall of Fame. I believe it's in Indiana somewhere, Springfield. They have the NBA, or not the NBA, but the Basketball Hall of Fame. A lot of places have Hall of Fame, and that's designed for the best of the best, correct? So my question to you is, do you believe that hip hop believes it deserves its own Hall of Fame?
I mean, of course it deserves its Hall of Fame, and I think that it is coming. I think there's no denying the staying power of hip hop. So I think it is coming. I mean, even if you look at, say, for example, you look at the Grammys. I mean, it really wasn't until the early 90s until hip hop really even got recognized on that level. So you'd make that comparison with, for example, hip hop's effect on society as a whole. I think now we've come to that point where there's no denying. So I think it's on its way. I mean, like, you look at things like they're now creating the hip hop museum in the Bronx. So, that could be I would think that the Bronx would be the automatic place to actually have this Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so I only think it's a matter of time before it does happen. It just hasn't happened yet, but you know, especially with the way the world is turning and understanding and being mindful of our existence more, I think that it is on its way.
Okay. D'Lo, I want to know from you, do you feel like that's something that could be on its way as well? Because I mean, like I said, I was just on vacation. I flew through Nashville and I saw the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, shout out to those artists who, you know, held it down for country music for so long. My thoughts are, you know, why in the Bronx, like he said, why do we not, well, that's where hip hop started. Why do we not have a hip hop Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what we need to do is do what they've been doing in hip hop in terms of how to build these Hall of Fame buildings and set up the whole system of how to get get people into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't know who the judges would be. I feel like Kool Herc should be one of them. We should pay him a nice salary and give him some benefits to like manage the whole building. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking off of we can take what they do and just re-implement it and do it better. So
Right.
yeah, it's got a place. It's coming. It's just going to take some people to come together and finally put a stamp on it and say, let's do it. And let's let the people know about it and start making this a process every single year of honoring our people.
Kind of dig that idea, you know, put Queen Latifah, some of the other people, you know, entrepreneurs that we know on top of their business and have them be a part of that. I kind of like that idea. Okay. All right. So I want to go into just throwing out some of these artists out there to be able to just share and give out some of our flowers to them, because you know so many times they say we don't respect the artists like we're supposed to, or we don't give them props like we're supposed to. So I just kind of want to pick y'all brains of some of y'all favorites out there, you know, and give you an opportunity to kind of maybe share some of your flowers with some of your favorites. So I'm gonna start with you, Bang. I want to know, who are some of your all-time favorite artists out of the East Coast? Yeah, unmute your mic.
Jay-Z. I think I put Jay-Z up there.
Okay.
Probably the top. I throw DMX up there and throw Meek Mill up there.
Okay. Probably all of them. I respect all those artists that you just named. To me, Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers in my mind.
Right.
DLO, I want to know for you from the East Coast. Can you share some of your flavor from the East Coast?
First and foremost, this is a personal one for me. Jizzle from the Wu-Tang Clan. He's had a lot of influence on, I think, a lot of people who were a lot of people all over the world, man. I mean, I still listen to Liquid Swords to this day and learn something.
Right.
Of course, Black Thought. I mean, I know y'all saw that freestyle that he did. I've never seen anyone do anything like that. That was ridiculous.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. Of course, Jay and Nas, but MF Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always thought that he passed away. That hurt, man. You know, I was listening to his songs for a couple of weeks. You know, even though I'd still been listening to him, but he was one of them dudes where he could just put these rhymes together and these visuals in a way and a delivery that was just completely unique. Like, he wasn't trying to sound like nobody else. He deserves tons of flowers. So that's my list.
Appreciate that. Chef, I'm coming to you. I need to know some of your lists from the East Coast.
All right. This is great. We're going region by region, right? Because
this is East Coast.
Bet. Okay, so East Coast, my top rappers, MF Doom, top of that list, hands down. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Big L. Big L is number 2. Big L is absolutely absurd. He's a killer. I wish he wouldn't have done it. He had way more music to give. Let's go Black Thought. Black Thought for sure. And I'm having trouble. I can't decide if does Jay Electronica count as East Coast, even though he from the South?
Yeah, I'm gonna say some at the East.
Give me, because I got more Southern rappers than Jay Electronica, so we can put Jay Electronica in New York. Let's see. I got one more, right?
Sure.
If I said Busta Rhymes, if I haven't, Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
Busta Rhymes for sure.
monster. Monster. Busta Rhymes, Busta Bust, still doing it.
I'm
You know,
saying.
Yeah.
joining with some of the younger cats now, the younger generation is still serving them. So you shout out to Bust, like you said, one of the monster albums from last year, too. People said he was in the freezer, in the deep freezer.
I'm saying.
Came on out, thawed out, and showed them what's up. So we say, okay, so Rob D's, I need to know from you, East Coast Monsters.
Okay. We obviously have to start with Rakim. I mean, that's just where it starts for me. Obviously Nas and Jay-Z. And it depends on what day for me. I think overall Nas is the better choice for me personally. Jay. One person I'm also gonna say, if you're gonna mention Nas, you gotta mention AZ. AZ has probably been one of the most slept on artists for a minute. Like, so
somewhere Dash DUB is just running, doing circles right now. I can tell you that.
right.
One of his favorites right there.
Me and Dash have talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, like AZ is like 9 albums deep, like killing it. So so how many is that? That's 1, 3, what is
That's
that?
about 4.
That's about 4. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. Do we get like an asterisk? Because like,
just say who it is, bro. We just throwing out flowers.
I'm saying big, but I also got to make sure that the Heavy D gets his flowers. Because nobody really gives.
Talking about Heavy
I was
D.
waiting for you to
Heavy
mention
D.
him.
I'm a lot of my influence is based from Heavy D, so I have to give Heavy his flowers. Man. Also, and I'm done. I'm gonna say it after this. Slick Rick. Okay, I'm shutting up.
You know, I'm gonna say that too. Heavy, people don't realize he put so many people on in the game. So many of the artists that you listen to, he put them on in the game, and they don't even realize. So, shout out to rest in peace to the late Heavy D.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Prince Marky D too. Okay, anyway.
Prince Marky D. And MF Doom was mentioned earlier as well. Okay, so Rob, will come right back to you. Now I need to know the monsters from the South.
Man, y'all wrong for this, man. Okay, man. So I'm saying it again. I also have to object to this question because we say all time, but there are some newer artists that need to be recognized in it. So I'm giving you my all time.
Give them their flowers.
I'm giving them all time. My first all time Southern rapper is Andre 3000.
Okay.
No doubt. No question. My second is Fonte from the group Little Brother.
Respect.
My third favorite Southern rapper, I'm probably gonna say is T.I.
King.
My fourth favorite Southern rapper, I'm gonna say is Scarface. And then my final 5, and it took me. I went back and forth with this, but I'm gonna say Currency is my 5th favorite rapper from the South.
Okay.
So, and then Current Roses, Rhapsody, Childish Gambino, and Big Crit.
Okay, respect that.
There we go.
Respect that. All right, DLO, I need to know from you from the South real quick. I need to know some of the artists you want to give flowers to.
Yeah, my list was number 1 Scarface. I just had Outkast because I love
we take them as a group. Sure.
Jay Electronica, from New Orleans. I mean, I know he was kind of like a nomad, but
right.
Currency and Fonte. That was literally my list. Those are especially Fonte, because I feel like his pen and what he talks about in terms of just like his messages and the way he puts his music together, he's definitely slept on. So he should get his roses.
Man, that's what we all about. Throwing out the roses out to the legends out there. Okay, so Bang, need to know from you. The hitters from the South.
I'm gonna give y'all 2 hitters from the South.
Okay.
Number 1, it's probably probably one of my favorite rappers of all time, Lil Wayne. Been killing it
Respect.
since Cash Money.
Yeah.
Even to this day, nobody can really sound like that man. That man is out of this world crazy. Boz is crazy, different. Martian for real, crazy. The second one, I'm gonna say the whole 3-6 Mafia. Now I know y'all was bumping that shit back in the day.
Yeah.
The whole 3-6 Mafia, them boys was killing it. Hats off to them boys. I was mad they broke up, but yeah, 3-6 Mafia, them was my boys.
That's what's up. Okay. Chef, you got something from the South?
Man, do I. The South is my favorite. Everyone in Super can merch. My fiance can merch. I love Southern hip hop. My favorite, so all the legends that I'm gonna call them legends, even if some of them might be a little controversial in take.
Give them their flowers.
All right, so I'm gonna start. Let's see. I'm gonna start Silk the Shaka.
Okay.
Now I know it's controversial. I know Charge It to the Game is arguably one of the most ass mixtapes ever, but he was one of the originators of the Southern album cover art. I'm telling you, the big block letters, the flames sitting up there with like two pit bulls. That in and of itself, legendary. More seriously, I got to shout out Toby and Wiwe coming out of Houston.
Yeah.
Murdering it. Absolute killer. I love him. Folks said Outkast, 3-6 Mafia. Now I'm blank. Tommy Wright Genesis. Whew, Tommy Wright Genesis. If we want to go all the way down to Florida, we can talk about Trick Daddy. Shit. We can talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and say Smino, even though he be making R&B. Smino for sure. Nelly, come on.
Nelly, legend.
We can't act like Nelly ain't have hits ever.
Ludacris made him look silly, but
I got about one more in me. I feel it. If I can think of it. Damn, it's gone. No. Fuck it. Slim Thug, Lil Flip, and yeah. Slim Thug and Lil Flip. Just because I know everyone in elementary school wanted Lil Flip braids. How are we not mentioning Pusha T? Damn.
How about 8 Ball and MJG? How can we forget?
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's so many. The South is. I'd argue that once hip hop left New York and like the cultural exchange, the South pound for pound been putting forth some of the heaviest heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Right.
I eat so much shrimp, I got iodine poisoning.
Right.
How we not including Pimp C?
Pimp C. Shout out to two Chains, one of my favorites too.
Pocket
Shout out
full
to Chains.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yes, sir.
all right, we're gonna hit up the West, bring it out West. Rob, we start with you again.
All right, man. My West is pretty simple. I think you got to go Pac. I think you got to go Nipsey. I think you got to go Kendrick. And then I'm gonna go old school on my last two, and I'm gonna say E40 and I'm gonna say Cube. You can't really knock neither one of them. Honorable mention Too Short, obviously. So
that's what's up. All legends.
Young Buck Irk the Jerk.
Okay. Chef, we coming back to you on the West Coast. Who you got?
I'm gonna start with E40.
Okay.
Shouts out to the Bay. Too Short. Let's see. Kendrick. Far Side. Gotta give all 11 shots to the Far Side. Is Bilal ain't from the West Coast?
Which one? Bilal?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't
Like
know.
the singer Bilal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he from Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to think he was like from Virginia.
What I thought. I just wanted to be sure.
I ain't sure.
But yeah, let's see.
That's okay if that's all you have.
No, yeah. I'm just trying to think. I can't think of too many. Oh, Sugar Free. MC Sugar Free. MC Sugar Free.
Okay, Bang. Give us some heat from the West.
I'm gonna give y'all two. Tupac, and I'm gonna go too short, is he made the greatest rap song of all time, Freaky Tales. The greatest. That's that's my song right there.
Too Short.
Too Short is a monster for that
If you don't like my raps, you can go to hell.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to one of our listeners, Quincy, also mentioned Ice-T. Ice-T, a monster in the game. You know, I know he's doing some court show or something now, but we still respect him from back in the day and what he did in his contributions to hip hop. Okay, Iceman, we need to know from you, the West Coast.
So, number one is definitely Ice Cube for me. Death Certificate, love that album. America's Most Wanted, love that album. DJ Quick,
monster.
Too Short, of course. Tupac is kind of he's kind of got the J Electronica thing for me too, but Tupac, and of course Snoop Dogg.
Snoop, a legend. I was waiting for somebody to say that name.
Yeah.
Snoop,
Uncle Snoop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the rapper everybody know, but don't nobody want to throw the flowers.
Right?
Yeah.
Until something
You're right.
happened to him. You
Yeah,
know?
but he got a
I
Corona
feel like
commercial.
Snoop
dog. I
Ben
ain't-
got his flowers though, man. Come on, he's got a TV show with Martha Stewart.
He a living legend.
I'm gonna give him more flowers because as soon as he gone, I'm gonna give him more. Because Snoop, I would love to just hang out with Snoop and kick it and just talk to the brother. Like, you know, I feel like he literally feel like my family. You know what I'm saying? All I see is Instagram and you know what I'm saying, him on YouTube. But and his music always sound like Snoop. It don't sound like nobody else. As soon as he come up, like for me, that's one of the things that makes a great MC artist. As soon as they come on, you know it's them. There's no question about it. So yeah,
unique.
Did you bang that Snoop Lion album then?
I did actually. I banged out his gospel album a little bit too.
Yeah, shout
I
out
like
to
that gospel joint.
Yes, sir.
You know, they all try that. Even Kanye got the gospel album.
Hey, what you know about his tape with Bootsy though? I bet you only booked that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that one, but
I got the one with Damn Funk. That one was pretty funky.
Damn Funk is underrated, by the way.
True.
Snoop a monster. Shout out to Dash DB, who I see in the comments. He also saluted Cypress Hill, another rap legend group. You know, Cypress Hill, who you know, you got to give them their props as well. And Dr. Dre, which nobody mentioned. Once again, how we not mention Dre? So, you know, Dre is a beast when it comes to the game, him and Ice Cube and what they did for the West Coast. All right, so I want to go now to the Midwest. I'm gonna start with you, DLO.
Okay, here's my list. Twista, Slum Village, Jay Dilla, everything, and that whole crew. Common's earlier material, to be honest with you. Eminem and Ye.
Okay. That's a quality list right there. You know, all Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers. Bang, I need to know from you, what Midwest? Up north?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you two. Twista, greatest rapper to come out of Chicago. Hands down for me, Twista.
Okay.
And Eminem. Eminem hands
Detroit.
down. Yeah. That boy, the boy monster. He the disc king. You can't touch him. Might as well leave him alone.
Okay. Chef, who you got out north?
Let's see. I got Binary Star up out of Detroit. Shout out the homies. All love to One Below. We got Jay Dilla, of course. Ben said. Kanye West out of Chicago. Bone Thugs and Harmony out of Cleveland. I'm gonna say Saba out of Chicago. I'm gonna say Chief Keef out of Chicago. That's not a conversation folks are ready for though.
That drill. That's where it's at right now.
I'm saying they were the first to do that. Like everyone forgets, like drill music is Chicago. Like that is an entirely Chicago genre. Anything that came off of that is whatever and whatever. But like that is Chicago. Eminem been mentioned. I don't know if I said Kanye, but Kanye Kanye's a
Okay.
genius. Super Friends.
Respect. Respect. You gotta throw yourself in there. Yeah, respect. All right, so Rob D's, I need to know up north for you.
Okay, Neff, I hear you. Super. Okay.
Super.
All right, man. I mean, I agree with most of the stuff. I feel like, you know, Twista definitely opened up the door. Common, obviously Kanye and Eminem and Dilla are the top tier. There's just a couple more that I would include, and that would be number one, Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
And number two, you got to include Chance, man. You can't front on Chance. So, my honorable mention is Elzai from Slum Village. He is a lyrical beast. So, that would be it. Also, R.I.P. MC Bree from the Midwest.
Okay. Respect with that. You know, I'm also gonna mention now this is the far north. I know nobody wants to say his name, but I'll say his name. Respect to Drake. You know, nobody wants to give Drake his flowers, but I'm gonna throw some flowers to Drake.
Thank
you know what he does do for hip hop. You know, I gotta give him his flowers. You know, I mean, a lot of people want to hate on him, and I understand why they do. But at the same time, we hear about trying to get flowers here on Radio 22, and I'm just gonna throw that out as well.
Hi, I'm Drake from State Farm.
Hey, if we're going up to Canada though, as a white MC, I gotta give a shout out to my brother Snow.
Right.
If we going to Canada, then Cardinal Official.
I've been bumping Informer for 22 years now on this earth.
We keeping it hip hop though, you know, that's the reggae flavor, and we love that too. So, all right, so I'm gonna kind of shake things up here real quick to end things off. I need to know we throwing out flowers for someone, your local favorites. Rob, I'm starting with you. People locally that you just want to give them some props right now. That you kind of just gonna say, you know, I know it's really hard when we artists and artists don't like to give other artists props and respect, but we here on Radio 22, we trying to give respect to those that deserve, and we see you. You know,
There's no pressure. Just know I know where you stay.
Yeah, man. Like this is kind of wrong, man. Like, cause cats gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't mention me."
Right.
All right, man. So, I'm probably gonna say my first person that I give props to is DLO, and I give it to him just off the strength of he's just as soulful with his lyrics as he is his music, and even more soulful as a person. So I have to give that. I got to give big shout out to Super, obviously. Them is the homies. I got to give a shout out to Protege the Pro, and I got to give a shout out to Eli Blakely. You know, so a lot of younger cats. Marcus Porter. Cats be sleeping on MP.
Marcus doing his thing. Yeah.
MP been doing his thing, and he doesn't fall far from that DLO tree of having just a soulful music as he does as lyrics. And then the last person, obviously side to that, big shout out to Brayon, one of many.
Respect. Yeah.
And I would probably say my last person I got to give a shout out is like Odd Man Out. I know he does more production, but like very soulful, very spiritual, and I definitely have appreciation for all of it.
Okay. DLO, just real quick, some of your local favorites that you can tell me.
Oh man, I feel like UD's like it's. Hopefully, people don't come at me later. Oh man, you should have said this my name in the podcast, but whatever. But these, you already know how. You know what I'm saying? Like you like a big brother to me. You the first person to actually listen to my CD. Like for real talk. Like I used to be mad broke, just handing out CDRs, and he actually listened to me and gave me the confidence to start making music. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I see what he does every day and what he's currently doing, like really living off this creativity. So big shout out to you.
Respect to Rob D's.
Some of my personal favorites. Craig is now doing more podcast stuff, but Sincere Life has always been one of my favorite artists from around here.
Salute to the homie.
Just
22.
Yeah, just crazy with the pen. Chaos New Money. I've always liked his music, always liked his energy. I'm gonna go kind of old school on y'all. Yokes.
Okay.
Yo, let's go.
All the OGs know what I'm talking about. Corey Park, of course. You know what I'm saying? 9 Delegates, Keon Andre. And I'm going to throw in my man AD and Jack Cracker the Crest. Those are my favorite artists that, you know what I'm saying, are from around this area that I love listening to. So
Madison Legends right there.
Mhm.
Okay. Bang. Need to know from you.
Yeah.
Some local favorites. Madison, Chicago, wherever we talking about.
Man, you know, it's a lot. The first one I'm gonna say, my homie Rick Gilla out of Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dude right there. As far as locally, man, so many, man. I rock with Case and Kofa, um, JFK. I like his music. Breezy Esco, like his music. Uh, man, it's so many. I can't even think right now of everybody, but it's so many talented artists just here in Madison.
Right.
You know, I mean, like later today, I could think of probably like 10, 20, you know what I'm saying? But I've seen so many people perform, Super Friends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's just too many. I can't even think of them right now. But yeah, we got a lot of talented artists here in Madison.
That's what's up.
Can we get
I
Mizzle? Can I give a shout out to the ladies that's holding it down here? Opal Lee,
yeah.
Lucy Monroe, Skittles, Broadway Music used to be here. She now in Chicago. She got to give a shout out to the ladies. That's all.
Elise Mosley.
Yeah.
Elise,
They all doing their things. Yeah. All right. So, and Chef, I'm throwing to you.
I was gonna say
one last person here, Chef. Who you got?
Oh man, I'm a shouts out God in the city. If I don't mention anyone, don't get mad at me. I got the hottest takes in Super Friends, so let's go. Number one, first and foremost, my local favorites, Super Friends. We lit. We just dropped Al Diaz dropped a visual album, Dark Side of the Doom. Go cop that, go peep that. Let's see, Red. Shouts to the homie Red the Bully, that's bro. Shouts out K Sankofa. Shouts out Uchi. Shouts out Tay Sharkey. Shouts out Trap Pack. Shouts out Breezy. Shouts out, let's see. Shouts out all the gang in Rebel Vision, not just K Cole, but all of them folks. Shouts out Elion. Shouts out, let's see, who else? Who am I shouting out, Zoya? Let's see. Shouts out Nunu G. Shouts out Juicy. Shouts out Miss Lecter. Shouts out Elise. Shouts out Protege. That's Church Life. That's bro. Man, I know I'm definitely forgetting someone.
Many,
shouts
right?
out, man, I don't even know. Dead Prince. Shouts out Dead Prince, bro. Tiger, I see you. That's about it. Oh, Dash. Biggest shouts out Rob D's, Bang, D-Lo, Mizzle, y'all. Like, y'all OGs holding it down. I can't, Dash, I know you're watching, you're a manager. You're giving us countless amounts of game. We're still profiting off it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to keep getting wilder and wilder. So,
that's
that's all. Big shouts out to my fiance also. She puts up with me.
That's respect. You need somebody to hold you down. We appreciate you for everybody for listening, everybody checking in with us. We all about throwing in flowers and giving people the flowers that they deserve now. You know, we respect you when you're gone, but we respect you even more right now. So that's what we all about here on Radio 22. I want to thank my guest, Rob Dees. I got DLO. I got Mauritian Chef from the Super Friends, and I got the homie Bang. I respect everybody joining the panel today. We're going to put up the information real quick. Rob, you want to say anything real quick?
Yo, man. Yeah, keep checking. Got some things coming up I'm working on. So big shout out to my homie Dash. Big shout out to Karen Reese from UCAN. Big shout out Greater Madison Music City Project. Yeah, that's about it. Salute.
Respect. Appreciate you coming to the program. Mauritian Chef, Super Friends. You got anything you need to say real quick? Let them know.
Open up your minds. ACAB forever. Minnesota, we see you. It's just a travesty, honestly. Shouts out Boss Lady. Shouts out Rob and all the guys at August, keeping me and the gang fresh. Shouts out Dash. Shouts out UCAN, Karen, Rob. Shouts out the Greater Madison Music Committee. Shouts out Brandy Grayson. Shouts out Freedom Inc. Shouts out all y'all. Shouts out Mizzle for hosting, obviously. Shouts out Bang.
Appreciate that.
Shouts out D-Lo. Shouts out my cats. www.thesuperfriends.com. It's down low. You can go peep that. We got Big Fire coming at you. Yeah. That's it. I really, really am thankful for you having me on here. It's always fun.
Appreciate that, Chef. Appreciate that. All right, 30 seconds. Ice, man. What we got?
Shout out to Radio 22, everybody on the panel today. This was dope. I got some new music coming out. Just go to dlo.iceman.com. It should be coming soon. And there's one more artist I wanted to recognize that I forgot. Trapo. I don't even know if he's making music anymore, but I really love his stuff.
That's big, bro. Shouts out Trapo.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We appreciate you coming through the program, Ice Man. And then homie Bang. Bang, what you got working on?
Yeah, y'all can hit me up on bang2real.net. Drop Quarantine. You know what I'm saying? That was fire. I got something else coming out. Tax season coming out real soon. Got a track with Case and Kofa called I Do. That's dropping real soon. I got so much more fire that I'm dropping this year. So keep up with me on bang2real.net.
All right, that's what's up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and checking out what we got going on. More flavor coming to you from Talk 22 in the future. I'm back now, y'all. You'll see me more and more. So I appreciate you tuning in. And your homie, Mr. To the Jizzy, been listening to Radio 22, Talk 22. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Absolutely. I feel him.
Hey,
I'm not gonna say lyrically, but I feel him.
You just said lyrically though.
He's not a great lyricist. I feel him. Yeah. No. No, he's not a great lyricist.
We're talking about lyrics.
I feel him.
Oh, right.
I feel him.
Right.
Like if I had to compare them, I'd say like Rick Ross is dope lyrically. You know? If I had to compare the two, I'd say Rick Ross was more like Biggie, Jeezy was more like Pac. Because Pac wasn't the best lyricist, but you felt him.
Rick Ross looks more like Biggie.
Rick Ross got lyrics though.
Well, I guess.
So DMX,
you gotta love DMX.
now for you.
I'm just not impressed, man. Real talk. I'm just not
So
impressed.
who impresses DMX right now? Anybody?
Me.
Okay.
J. Cole is nice. J. Cole is nice. You know, lyrically, you know, I heard his first song on the radio before I even knew who it was. Like, damn, who's that? You mean? Something like just grabbed my attention like that.
I'm surprised you don't like Ross lyrically, man. Ross beats.
He's all right, man. He just talk about eating and you know, girlfriend too much. You know, how much can it eat? How much weed can you smoke? I'm like, all right, let's talk about something else. I know you got a Maybach, you got the Aston Martin. Okay, good for you. Damn, I mean, come on, I see a whole nother side of the coin, son.
What do you think about Lil Wayne?
We got a good relationship.
I think well, everything you said about Wayne is exactly everything you just said about Ross is what I think about Wayne.
Yeah.
I think all he talks about is smoking weed.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of nothing.
I said we cool.
What about Drake? You like Drake?
No.
My man.
He didn't even say a little bit. He didn't even say halfway.
That's my guy right there.
No.
That's why X is necessary in the game right there.
Man. Now, why don't you like Drake?
I don't like anything about Drake.
I
don't like his voice. I don't like what he talks about. I
be trying to
tell
tell
his
these
face.
people.
I don't like the way he walks, like nothing. I don't like his haircut. I might just let me shut up. I'll just stop right there.
Oh my God.
Damn it, man.
No, but listen, that's why DMX is necessary. You know why? Because when you got these legendary hip, this is why the game has gotten so whack. You got legendary hip hop figures who just give these guys passes.
Yeah.
Who don't say anything. Who don't say it's okay.
No dudes, nothing.
It's okay to say, yo, this dude is whack. I think he's whack. It's okay to say that.
Too much politics.
It's too much politics. You don't gotta act like you like something for
too
what?
much gulping and burping.
Oh my god.
Congratulate you on your new job.
Oh,